Well, get ready for this next episode of NoogaLive because we are at Songbirds. Not only are we at Songbirds, but we're actually among some of the most wonderful, expensive, exquisite musical instruments you're ever gonna see. So hang on tight, watch this episode. Here we go.
Hey everyone, it's Jody Stein with Earthscapes, and I'm here with
Rob Barber from the ROYI Academy, your digital mayors.
Woo! And today we have the great pleasure of being here at Songbirds, and Reed Caldwell is going to be joining us with this conversation. So, Reed, how did you get here? How did you end up at Songbirds?
Well, I was working over in North Carolina, and I had made a decision to change my career a bit. I've always worked in nonprofits and things like that, but I really wanted to kind of move forward and start another organization from the ground up. And I met Johnny Smith, who's the president of the museum, and they had said, we have the idea for a foundation. And I was like, well, what's your idea for the foundation? He said, we really want to do something cool for our community to give back. And we talked it out a little bit, and he said, just come here and let's do this. And so I came, and I was able to kind of create Songbirds Foundation from the ground up, and build all the programming that we do, and just kind of fortunate. It was just a fortunate meeting that
Destiny
just
came in and
it just worked at the right time. I was ready for
Yeah.
a change, and this was ready to happen, and we've been able to do a ton really quickly. We've had a lot of great partners and investors and people that have donated funds and time, and just really been able to make a big splash here and in Knoxville, and I'm just really excited about that. So
That's awesome. So there's Songbirds the museum,
yes,
and there's Songbirds the foundation.
right. So we're sister organizations.
Okay, cool.
So Songbirds Museum is what you see here all around you and out there, which you can't see, but maybe you'll have some B-roll of it later.
Yeah.
It's got a collection of about.
So,
Difference between the museum and the foundation.
Yep.
Well, we're sister organizations. So we are a nonprofit. The foundation's a nonprofit. The museum is not. We do a ton of stuff together. We basically our programs augment and enhance each other, and that's in a way like the museum has this great collection of guitars that is very enticing to performing artists. So performing artists come to see this, and then we help them by documenting when they're here. We do a lot of stuff that documents the collection and gets people to play these instruments. We do the vault sessions.
The vault sessions are super cool. So, like, how did that idea come into being, and what have been some of your favorite experiences with the vault sessions?
Well, it's one of those things that I guess once you look back, like hindsight's 2020, it kind of seems like a no-brainer. People are here, you should film them and talk to them.
Yep.
But we were here one day, we were shooting a promo video for the foundation, and Steve Warner came in, who's a certified guitar pro by Chet Atkins. Amazing artist, super nice guy. We had our cameras here, and he wanted to play some stuff, and we just said, hey, is it cool if we film this? And then we sat and we filmed and talked, and he played Jimmy Bryant's Black Stratocaster, his first Black Stratocaster ever made. And he played some great songs and joked around, and we edited it up and put it out, called it the Vault Session. And since then, we've done about 100 episodes, I guess. It's about 60 or 70 have been released, and we've interviewed everyone from Tommy Emmanuel to Steve Earle to Norman Blake. We even had Kevin Bacon. The Bacon Brothers.
Yeah,
here.
the band.
We've had a lot of great artists come and volunteer to do this. We've done backstage stuff at Moon River. We interviewed all their artists. We actually we didn't just interview there. We interviewed and recorded 2 songs from each artist, and then we did a record, like a vinyl with Magnolia Records that came out this summer. And we're doing that again this year, and we're doing a couple of blues festivals, and we're starting to travel a little bit with some of the guitars and bring them out, let people kind of sample those and see those in action with great players like Eric Johnson. And, Joe Robinson was last week; it was amazing. Marcus King, Larkin Poe. It's been fun. We've had a good time doing it, and it's just an interesting little thing that has blossomed, and we've got a lot of traction on YouTube.
Very cool.
So where did you gain all of this guitar knowledge? I mean, have you been playing all your life, and it's something you've been passionate about, or you just osmosis just soaking it all in now?
Well, I'll say that out of knowing all the details of all these guitars, I'm probably not the best. I know a lot about these guitars, and I enjoy playing them, and I can tell you which ones sound good and look at. But there's people here that know so much about guitars. I mean, down to the the nitty gritty stuff.
Yeah.
But I've been playing guitar since I was 9. My parents played, and my mom actually taught me how to play guitar, taught me the basics, and then I kind of taught myself. And I was in a bunch of bands and played a lot, and I've always been into music. I've always been interested in it. When I was, I guess, 15 or 16, I started a band, and like most bands that are comprised of 15 and 16-year-olds, or like me,
your buddies,
we weren't great.
Yeah.
We weren't great,
Yeah.
but
you were out there.
But we couldn't admit that we weren't great. But we couldn't get a gig.
No.
We couldn't get a gig anywhere. We couldn't get a gig, and so I decided it wasn't that we lacked talent; it was that we lacked representation. So I created this fictitious booking agency and concert promotion agency called Oak or Blue.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know where these ideas come to me, but they did, and
how'd that work out?
it worked out really well.
You got some gigs?
Yeah, I called a place, and I don't know where I got a contract from because the internet wasn't a thing at this time.
Right.
But I had a contract, and we got one signed, and we got a gig, and I'm sure they were super unimpressed with us once we got there, but we still got paid, and we got our free food, and then that blossomed into I started doing this for my friends' bands and friends of friends' bands and friends of friends of friends' bands, and then I started booking real bands and doing tours down to New Orleans with
Nice.
I worked with some people that were in Rat Dog and some people that are Hill Country Blues bands, and then I had a concert promotion agency and then one thing just led to another, and it just kept growing, and I've done stuff in music ever since then and enjoyed it. So I guess it was all built on the lie, but a good lie. It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Well,
It wasn't lying. You were confident.
It was in your DNA.
Yeah,
you weren't going to get away from
it. That I was a much better booking agent than I was a guitarist. But I've always enjoyed it, and being here at the museum is it's like a candy shop every day. There's so many guitars. I still haven't been able to play even a quarter of the collection, and every day I get to pull a new guitar and fall in love with another guitar.
Yeah.
There are mandolins and banjos and stuff here as well. Do you play all of them, or are you a strictly guitar guy?
I play a little banjo. I play a little clawhammer.
Okay.
I'm not great. I enjoy it. I don't know if anyone else enjoys it when I play banjo. But I do like it a
That's
lot.
not the point, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're in a band, and then it is definitely the point.
Yeah, I guess so. But so I enjoy it, and we know what the best sound of banjo can make is.
Here we go.
The sound of it hitting the bottom of a dumpster.
Anybody out there who loves the banjo, I'm sorry you were just offended.
I feel like anyone who really plays the banjo, if they don't appreciate and know at least a dozen banjo jokes, they're not a real banjo picker.
Okay.
Put your banjo jokes down below.
Actually, can't wait to hear some banjo jokes. This is gonna be great.
I made that one up when I found I found a broken, a neck snapped on a banjo in the dumpster actually.
And so you
and
just
I retrieved it from the dumpster and put it back together and re-glued it, and I actually play it still to this day.
That's awesome.
I'm impressed that you could do that and have it sound normal.
It sounds
it
sounds as good as I
when
can
you
make
play
it.
Yeah.
As good as I can make it sound.
So just real quick, Reed, anyone has not been here or like me, okay, so just moving to Chattanooga within the last month, if they're going to be driving through here or going to be visiting here, what are they, can you kind of just in words let them know what they're going to experience and why they should come here? Because now that I've been here, I want to tell the whole world about this place.
Well, it's it's a one of a kind thing. There's not another collection in the world that is comparable to this collection. It's the largest collection of vintage American guitars anywhere. So first of all, you get to see that. And not only do we have guitars, as you can see by this room, we also have an extensive collection of amps that are amazing. We have a great collection of acoustic guitars and banjos and some mandolins and lures and all kinds of great stuff. And this is a lot of these guitars here are one of a kind. You're not, you have like custom color guitars that are just unrivaled anywhere. So that's on a base level. Then you can also get tours here. You can learn a ton about guitars and ask questions. You can even do a player's experience where you can play some of these guitars and amps if you want to. They have great concerts here, so we guess we're running about 5 to 7 a week. We have the venue up here, which is 200 seats. It's a seated performance hall mainly, and we've had everyone from Tommy Emmanuel to just tons of great artists. Sierra Hull, Larkin Poe's played here. Great bands. So you can see those upstairs. Downstairs we have a larger venue. It's a standing 600 or 550, 600 standing. And we have shows all the time. So there's shows to be seen. We do events on the street. Just really trying to activate the space over here on Station Street. And just trying to get people, give something that they can enjoy and remember.
Yeah, this is this is special. I mean, if you are a resident here in Chattanooga, or if you're going to be coming through here, or even by here, I mean, it's that special to divert yourself to come just to see this and experience it. Because I literally am blown away, and like I'm just enamored with everything around me. And and I don't play, but I have enough friends who do play, and I understand what it takes to have the talent to do that. And so, as looking around me is looking almost through their eyes. I'm like, man, they would love to just be here in this room because it feels, the vibe is just amazing. Yeah.
And the other great thing is you can also, be a part of the foundation. We give guitars to kids all the time. For every $100 the foundation raises, we're able to buy a guitar for a kid, teach them 12 weeks of free lessons, and provide them with music therapy. Right now we got about 1,000 kids out all across Tennessee that we've given guitars to and taught lessons. We have online curriculum. So if you're not going to be here to enjoy Songbirds, you can also participate in that. You can go to songbirdsfoundation.org and make a donation, buy a guitar for a kid, and just help us kind of spread the joy of music and the joy of guitar to kids who may not be able to not have access to that type of education. And so we love people to do that.
That's so great. There are so many kids that miss out on music education, and
it's important.
It's important.
It's super important.
It's very important, and we try to make it as easy and simple as possible. And you can also donate instruments. If you have an old guitar, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be like an old, super valuable guitar. In general, what we do is we auction those off, and then we use the money, every $100 we raise from that to buy guitars. Or if it's a guitar that's a beginner guitar, we'll just repurpose that guitar immediately and hand it to a kid. Find a kid who can learn to rock on it. So, it's a great program, and it has a huge impact.
And that program is supporting kids in mostly Eastern Tennessee. So you mentioned Chattanooga area, Knoxville, Ray County, I think you said as well.
Yeah, we have. We started here in Chattanooga, obviously, and we've just expanded out. We've Ray County and a couple other up in Cleveland, and then we've just expanded like 2 weeks ago up to Knoxville and added 7 schools there. Right now we have, I think, 24 schools and 12 partner organizations working at Erlanger. We've got music therapists working all over the place that go out and work with kids who have Asperger's and autism and Down syndrome. And we're working to expand further. So basically it's just as soon as we raise more money, we can just keep kind of like the blob, keep expanding out. We're hoping that Memphis will be our next city after Knoxville. We still have 10 schools there that applied for this process, and so we'll be doing those 10 schools in 2020, and we'll probably add a couple more here, and then we'll probably add a couple more at a pilot program, hopefully in Memphis, is what we're intending to do.
That's awesome. I'm sure most people watching this don't even really understand about the foundation or what it's all about. So maybe you can share a little bit. Maybe someone wants to get involved. What's the best way for someone to get involved with the foundation?
The best way is, the simplest way, especially if you're not in Chattanooga, is just to go to our website. You can read some information. You can make a donation there. That is a pretty simple way. And you don't have to donate $100 will buy a guitar for a kid, but you can donate any amount. And whenever we hit $100, we're able to buy that guitar. We don't have none of that money goes to overhead because we had this very generous grant when we started that allowed us to pay all of our operating expenses and all of our offices and salaries and all that stuff. So all that stuff's covered up front. So all the cash that we raise goes directly to this program. And so that's probably the easiest way to get involved. If you live here in Chattanooga, come to one of our events. So we do our fundraising events. You can come volunteer, teach guitar, that kind of thing. We always love new people.
Great.
You heard it here. Songbirds Foundation, get involved. I can think of a lot of things, but one really great thing is bring joy to a kid through music. Where they may not have joy in a lot of other areas in their life, but they could pick up that guitar and it could bring them joy and happiness that maybe they don't have in other ways. So, and kudos to you and kudos to the foundation. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is so great.
It is great. It is really good. You want to wrap us up?
Yeah, so there's one thing that we like to ask people kind of at the end of these conversations, and it's if you had one piece of wisdom, like your own personal piece of wisdom that you live by to share with everyone, what would it be?
I'm glad we end on a super shallow question. It's totally off. Just wing it.
Yeah.
Wing this question.
This is why we give no preparation to these, because this is what we like. The real stuff.
One piece of wisdom. I don't know how much wisdom it is, but it's just I feel like I always meet people who have great ideas about how to give back to their local communities, and they always say, well, I can't do that. I'm just one person or whatever. And I just want to point out that is actually not the case. One person can do a lot, and so I always just say I think if you can persevere through that, you can really change the world. So.
Exclamation point.
That's awesome.
That is really good. That's awesome. Well, guys, that's the end of this episode for NoogaLive. Thanks for joining us. There's going to be a bunch of B-roll and stuff. We'll give you little tidbits about what's here because we do want you to come here and see it for yourself, not just online. But then also go to the foundation and if the heart moves you, get involved. Whether that's the volunteering part or maybe you can give a contribution, even $5, and you could change a kid's life through music. So, Reed, thank you for doing what you're doing, and thanks for everybody that's here. That we didn't get to meet. You guys are doing a lot of great stuff.
No problem.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem at all.
All right, we'll see you on the next one. We always like to end every episode by telling you you're loved because we do believe that at least once a day someone needs to hear that they're loved. You are loved by NoogaLive. Go out and make a difference. You heard Reed. I don't think you want to get them mad at you. Go make a difference.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.